Are men afraid to show their emotions because they believe it makes them feel weak?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah.
I will agree as well. Why though?
Because it's somewhat true. I mean, in my experience, I know a lot of people who disagree with me. And in an African male experience, showing your emotions shows that you're weak. A man is not supposed to complain. A man is not supposed to go out there and be like, oh, this hurts or that hurts. And you can see it in sports and all of the other. And you're supposed to suck it up. You're the man. You're the breadwinner sometimes, most of the time. And that's just the way it is. That's just the way society was made, and that's just the way I see life.
Do you think that it's other men or it's other women that don't expect men to show their emotions?
It's definitely other men. I think women are far more emotional than men. And
That's very true.
yeah, and I don't, again, I already stated this, I don't think a man should show his emotion. I think a man should get the job done and simply just keep it pushing.
I would have to disagree with you on that.
Yeah,
I have to disagree with you because I feel like we have emotions. I mean, we're human.
Yeah.
This is life. I mean, and I'm gonna be real with y'all. Like, at times I do show my emotions. I don't intend to show them, but it comes. Sometimes when I say things, it comes out that I'm emotional at times. You know what I'm saying? And maybe at times a little sensitive. I mean, I'm gonna keep it real and be honest with y'all. I definitely think that I definitely believe there's a stereotype behind if we show our emotions, like that makes us look weak or we look like a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm calling it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's why a lot of men are afraid to express themselves. And when they go through things, they don't know how to talk to anybody, and they just pretty much go crazy at times because they're like, nah, I gotta be tough. Like, I can't talk like that, or I can't do like that because I'm gonna look a certain type of way, or I'm gonna be categorized a certain type of way. And that's not fair at all because you're human.
I agree with you, and I've been called a bitch multiple times for showing way too much emotion in certain instances. But at the same time, I can understand the other side of like guys with that, I mean, the world calls them now with huge testosterone and so on and so forth. But I can understand that a man should be strong. A man should be the pinnacle of everything.
Okay.
I know some people might disagree with me with that, but the fastest human in the world is gonna be a man. The strongest is gonna be a man. The smartest, more than likely, is going to be a man. That's gonna be hugely unpopular, but that is the truth. The 100-meter race, if you put a man versus a woman, it will always be a man. A man should be strong. A man should know how to keep his emotions. And a man should always keep it pushing. Again, I do not resemble all these symptoms, as I said before, but
you got women who, they feel like, they can do what men do.
Just because you feel like it,
and they feel like
can.
they can handle what we handle, and they feel like they can be as tough too. I mean,
you have people who say that, but the truth is, if you combine sports, what would you have? Let's be honest. You would have a dominant all-men sport team, right? Probably so. It's the truth. It's unpopular. It is highly unpopular, but the difference between reality and fiction is huge. Just because somebody feels a certain way doesn't mean it's true. Just because I feel I can fly doesn't mean I'm gonna jump out of a building and fly. And it's harsh. I know it's harsh, and I know my opinion might not be as popular, but I can understand, I can relate to all those guys out there that says, oh yeah, a man should just keep his emotions to himself, get the job done.
No, it shouldn't be that way because I mean, like, why you think? I strongly disagree with that. I strongly and I respect where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But I just disagree with that because I don't feel like men should keep their emotions to themselves. I mean, like, when we go through things, I mean, shouldn't we have the right to go and confide in somebody and express how we're feeling to somebody? Why do we gotta bottle things up? I mean, isn't that why people go out here and do things that they didn't intend to do, but they do it because they don't have anybody to confide in or that they can trust?
So now it gets into mental health though.
Yeah.
Because it's us men bottling things up, like you said, we should get the job done. We
Yeah.
should make sure we do it without complaining and all these wonderful ideas. But at the same time, we are still creatures and we are still humans. So therefore, we should at least, if we're not going to complain about it, have somebody to talk to and confide in, whether it is counseling or whomever, because then these episodes of these tragic things happening, they may not happen as often if we had somebody to talk things out with to
And
really psychologically help us.
especially when it comes to black men, because y'all know, like we don't like to show emotions and we don't like
No,
to talk too
yeah,
much
yeah,
because
you're completely
you
right.
know it's for us. It's like like I
It's
can't.
frowned upon.
Yeah.
It's frowned upon.
Yeah. Okay, what do you guys consider as like emotions? Because in different cultures, it's defined differently.
Well, in my opinion, like just as humans, we are emotional beings. Emotion isn't just you see, like when people hear emotion, they generally they try to put it with sadness, bad emotions, quote unquote. But when you smile, when you laugh, when you talk, that's an emotion. You know what I'm saying? Your mood is an emotion. So, we still show emotion. It just might not be the specific emotion that somebody is looking for. But as men, like, it depends on what situation we talking about. We in a household and I have kids, I'm not gonna show them like the hard side of work, the things I have to deal with. I might have a racist boss or something like that.
That's true.
But when I come home to my kids, I'm gonna smile at them. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show good emotion, happiness. But behind the scenes, you always gotta have somebody to confide to. Somebody dies, unexpectedly. In my opinion, at least, first person I'm gonna probably talk to is my mother.
Yeah.
Because that's probably pretty much like one of the only women that I trust on this planet.
Yeah.
So, emotion, depending on who you're showing it to, yeah, it can make you look weak. I definitely wouldn't show emotion to just anybody. You know what I'm saying?
I'm so glad that you brought that up because I feel like sometimes we think people are cool with us, and sometimes we tell more than we should. Some stuff we just shouldn't tell people, and I think some people prey on that.
Yes.
You feel like if I confide in you, you got my back whole
Yes,
time. I'm talking to
exactly.
you about something that's very personal to me, and you running around and you could be making a mockery out of it.
Yes.
So I think at times that plays a role into why men, especially black men, why we don't like to show our emotions, why we are afraid, why we do want to keep a lot of things hidden. So I definitely think that you have to be careful with who you confide in because everybody ain't cool. And I had to learn the hard way. Everybody ain't your friend.
Right.
Yeah, like
Energy is contagious.
Yeah.
Energies are contagious. So when you come in contact with people, sometimes you'll get an idea of like, yeah, this person, I get a good vibe from this person. I don't get a good vibe from, whoever might be standing behind me or whatever the case is. So sometimes let your intuition be your guide. Sometimes you'll know. And if your intuition is guiding you in that direction, you got to trust it. You got to believe it. I mean, if it's telling you something, it's sending you a signal telling you that, hey, I need you to sit down and hear what I'm trying to tell you.
Right.
Much.
The universe speaks to you, but he had a point because he's saying like emotions being depicted, like you said, in different cultures to mean different things.
Yeah.
But sometimes we're just so fixated on the word emotions and it being a bad emotion.
Okay.
Because you'll go places and I've had it happen to me before. People say, well, why are you always smiling? Why are you always happy?
People have said that to me.
Yeah.
too.
And
Me too, yeah.
again, that's another emotion. And if you go in a place where the energy or the morale is low or it's dark, it's dim, it's an energy, it brings you down. But if you have a certain level of energy about your own self and your emotion, you could bring it up for your own self, and then people see you set an example, you set a staple, but you have those people who actually, like you said, they do prey on things like that. And they'll say, well, why are you always happy? Why are you always smiling? Me, I always tell them, I woke up this morning.
That's a blessing in
the
itself,
first,
right?
That's the first blessing. I woke up this morning. I'm given another opportunity to do what I love or to see somebody or whatever it is, but I was given another gift. Every day it starts a new one, So why not smile? Why not show that emotion?
I would play devil's advocate. Again, I am a very emotional person, but I'm gonna play devil's advocate because everybody needs somewhat of a viewpoint. Why not take that, especially as a black man, why not take all of that out the factor, simply just hide your emotions in and simply get the job done and keep it pushing?
Because here's the thing.
I mean, like, in my opinion, like I said before, it depends on the situation. You feel me? Like, you gotta, especially like when it comes to like, let's say combat sports or
Yeah.
just sports in general.
Yeah.
You gotta leave the emotions
Out
out,
of it.
you know, to get the job done, like you said.
Mhm.
But I feel like what Antoine is trying to say is
Mhm.
like in a more family or relationship style setting. Okay, so, you know, as far as black men go, you know, people say, you know, sometimes mentally and emotionally we pretty like, you know, kind of messed up. And that's
Yeah.
not really always the case. Sometimes the reason I feel black men don't want to show emotion is because maybe they was the good guy at one point,
Yeah.
you know, and they talk to a female and they confide in them, and inevitably the girl plays them.
You just said the key word though. You said that a lot of people look at black men and say that we're messed up. But you just said that we need to just hide our emotions and get the job done. Did you ever think for a second that we're messed up because we do hide our emotions and we don't want to talk about them and we don't want to show them? I mean, think about it. People are saying we're messed up, but we're not expressing why we messed up, why we going through things. We're trying to hide it, remember? So I think that the key to trying to rebuild yourself
Yeah.
is to show some type of emotion. I'm not saying you got to get on the ground and cry, but if that's what you need to do and it works for you, then do it. But I definitely think that it's okay for a man to show his emotions.
Yes.
I kind of want to piggyback off of that real quick.
Okay.
So like you said, like, and kind of like what I was saying, like sometimes, man, you know, they talk to the wrong girl. We all had
Yep.
the
Yeah,
wrong
yeah,
girl
yeah.
before, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, sometimes they confide in the wrong person. Boom, they get played. Now they looking at it like, damn, well, let me be more so like this and not really express too much emotion and kind of be like,
You got your guard up.
yeah, kind of like play it off. But sometimes, you know, the thing that broke you is the key to what can free you.
Yeah.
So
Amen.
basically, you always got to
believe
have
that.
somebody to talk to, you know?
I believe that.
Always.
Nicely put, guys.
And I know it might be hard out there, y'all, but if you feel like you're going through something, especially to my men, if you feel like you're going through something, it's okay to find somebody to talk to. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but let's try to take that necessary step together and just figure out like how to get through what we're going through.